top of October, and it's time to cover the greenhouse.
Oh, Pittsburgh soil, where melodies find roots in my garden of jazz.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh Home Garden. I feel like it's been a while. I've certainly been taking some time away. Today is actually my cousin's birthday. Hey, Jazz. I should probably text you. But nonetheless, I am now back in the garden. And we are in a very weird time here in Zone 6A because here at the top of October, our daytime temperatures are still reaching 70, 75. I think today was 76. But our nighttime temperatures are definitely dipping down into the 40s, which scares me. Honestly, fall is certainly here, at least in this part of the country. So because of that, I want to go ahead and get a jump start on my greenhouse. This is the time to where I can actually capture a lot of daytime heat and have it store inside of, this structure that I hand built about a year ago. This year, I want to keep all of my wonderful summer plants going. As you can see, I still have okra growing here. I have a lot of tomatoes. I even have this very interesting plant, some bitter melon, something that I have never eaten, never cooked with, but it seemed very interesting. There is a lot of, delicacy plates served with bitter melon. So I decided, why not give it a try? These things are so cool in their texture. They're so bumpy. And it kind of tastes like a very bitter cucumber, maybe? So yeah, it is a full mix of life and a little bit of death in here. Most of all, it's a lot of confusion. I have a lot of vining plants in here, like the bitter melon and my edamame, and my watermelon that all got tangled up in the bird netting that I have up top. So that's certainly going to be the most difficult part of this whole process. But first, I'm going to go ahead and do a nice little harvest so I can protect and eat all my wonderful greenhouse vegetables. So after doing just a quick harvest of 2 of the plants in the corner of the greenhouse, I already have at least 6-7 pounds of these wonderful San Marzanos. I am very happy that I kind of neglected the greenhouse. I really focused a lot on the outside of the yard because of all the animal pressure and different things going on out there, to where I really just kind of forgot and neglected my greenhouse and just let it do its thing. And its thing it has done. You feel me? Look at this. I'm sorry, it just caught my eye. Look at this baby. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be cooking the hell out of these things. But after I finish up the rest of this harvest, I need to focus on training these plants. I want to not pull any of the plants because, again, it's going to be very hot in here during the days. So I'm going to go ahead and make my greenhouse super sexy by putting up tons of trellis lines before I get to the very top and have to deal with the vines. Man, I tell you, this process has taken me so long. I did not think I would be spending the majority of my day untangling plants. Very much trying to have a gentle hand when dealing with these, because of course I don't want to break anything, but I mean, goddamn. There is so much growth. These things are so long. Everything is so long. Look at this. And surprisingly, I've been breaking more tomatoes than I have anything else. My bitter melon, man, those vines are crazy. But I like my little design I got going on, using the string to add, just support for trellising. I think it's going to look really cool once this baby gets enclosed. But I mean, look at this. Jesus. Okay, so we are back and the greenhouse is looking lovely. Honestly, this is what I think everybody pictures when they oh, you have a greenhouse, and then they come see and I don't have vines everywhere. But now I finally do. It is actually really cool to just see the layout, and there's so much length to these plants, which is awesome. You know, my tomatoes are going all the way up to the ceiling. My bitter melon is going crazy. Like, there's so many vines of this. It might just take over the greenhouse. But what I need to do today is cover the greenhouse. This part is going to be not so fun because I'm dealing with tons of like dirty plastic. The weather is calling for tonight to hit the high 40s. Tomorrow night it'll actually be 41 degrees, which is way too cold, you know, for your tomatoes and your bitter melon and your okra. I'm actually already seeing a bit of like leaf death just because the nights here have been dropping down to like 45, 44. You know, who knew it could be so cold in October with global warming? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and unfold this plastic, try to measure it up a lot better than I did last year. There were a lot of like gaps and holes where a lot of wind was able to push the plastic away. So this time around, I really want to make sure that I am putting the plastic as tight as I possibly can. And against this back wall where a lot of the wind comes from, I'm going to double layer it actually, because now I actually have perspective about where the cold spots are in here and what actually is important to be heated. All right, so that was about 5 hours of untangling and rubbing against dirty, nasty plastic. My skin is kind of itchy, but the greenhouse is all set up. We are all covered, and I immediately can tell the temperature difference just not having the wind blow through. You know what I mean? I'm very happy about the progress of this. We are about 70% through the way, but I'm done for the day. I need to go shower. I feel gross. But look how sexy this is. This is so nice. You know, I can't wait to come out here in the morning, you know, bright and early when it's starting to heat up and just see my beautiful plants. Oh, yes. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right, it is day 3 and the greenhouse is looking sexier than ever. It's so warm in here. It's so nice. I forgot how snug and warm it feels inside of the greenhouse. The Google says outside is 65 degrees, and on my outside thermometer, it now reads 81 degrees inside of here, which means, you know, it's lovely. But today's goal is actually to finish this entire like process. I want to finish this video. So I need to set up my experimental heating system. So the main idea behind this experimental heating system is to keep the soil nice and toasty. And with that, I'm basically going to use venting. So this like accordion like ductwork hopefully is going to stretch all along the bed, all the way to this end where I will have the heater, and the heater actually will be attached to a digital thermometer that won't kick on until the soil reaches, you know, a certain temperature. So the heat retention should be fairly good. But right now I really need to try to fit this in behind all these plants very delicately. And I am going to figure out what I'm exactly going to do with this second bed. I am not going to be able to fill this baby up with soil. Your boy got a real bad back from the army, and I am not digging no soil. So this is going to be filled with grow bags. I just need to figure out what I want to put at the bottom and if this will need any heating at all. I had to make some on-the-go changes just because the second bed, with it being filled with grow bags, it really isn't a lot of room for any type of like ductwork. So that bed is actually going to be a bit more traditional winter greenhouse. I'm going to put a lot of brassicas in there, maybe some more carrots and, you know, things of that nature that can do well in some cooler weather. But as far as the heated bed, everything seems to be set up. The ductwork has the holes punched in near the soil. I actually plan on covering those holes maybe with about 1 inch, 2 inches of this good old soil right here. Okay, so quick note about the soil that I bought. I got 12 cubic feet of something that is labeled as garden soil. And just upon opening the bag, I can see that it's actually fairly woody. Now I bet this is good soil, but I don't know how well draining it is. With me putting this in the greenhouse, covered by so much plastic, there really isn't going to be a lot of wind that actually hits the soil and able to dry it out. So to divert any of those like drainage worries, after I put a bag in the wheelbarrow, I'm going to cover the entire top layer of the soil with perlite, because this stuff actually adds air inside your soil to where you're able to drain a lot more. All right, well, the soil transfer went pretty well. I have topped off all of my grow bags, and I think I can officially say that the Pittsburgh home garden greenhouse is up and ready for, this good old winter. We are still going to have these nice warm days, but we will have some very cold nights. So I will be monitoring temperature on my thermometer that I have set up out here. As you can see, I already have plants in here that are ready for the ground. These are some pole beans, but that's for another video. I am going to get out of here. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. A lot of garden experimentation going on during the winter time over here. And I hope it works out. So until next time, I'll be here gardening. Greenhouse.
Oh, Pittsburgh.